Good morning, students. Today, in the front end design VB.NET, we will discuss following topics. The topics are CLR, CTS, CLS, managed and unmanaged code. So, first of all, these are the contents. CLR means Common Language Runtime. CTS means Common Type System. CFL means Framework Class Libraries. CLS means Common Language Specification. Managed and unmanaged code, native code, and MSIL, Microsoft Intermediate Language. So these all things we will discuss in this lecture. So first of all, we will start from CLR, that is the Common Language Runtime. .NET Framework provides runtime environment called CLR or Common Language Runtime. It provides an environment to run all the .NET program. Actually, CLR provides the environment to run all the .NET programs. The code which runs under the CLR is called as managed code. So whatever the programs we are runs under the CLR is called managed program, and the programs we are running outside of the CLR is called the unmanaged. Programmers need not to worry on managing the memory if the programs are running under the CLR, as it provides memory management and thread management. So if the program is running under the CLR, the program need not to worry about the managing the memory. These all things will be taken care by the CLR. That is the Common Language Runtime. CLR also provides programmatically when our program needs memory, CLR allocates the memory for scope and deallocates the memory if the scope is completed. So whenever we are required memory, CLR allocates the memory, and it also deallocates the memory if it is not in use. However, uh, this is done by the CLR, and CLR sees whenever the memory is required and when it should be deallocated. Language compiler, for example, C Sharp, VB.NET, J+, or C++, and many more. So language compiler will convert the code or program to Microsoft Intermediate Language. Actually, in the we have seen as in the architecture in the first layer, all the programs are there, or we can write the programs in many languages like C++, C Sharp, VB.NET, J+, like this. So actually these languages compiler are there which will convert this source code into the intermediate language or Microsoft Intermediate Language code. In turn, this will be converted native code by the CLR. So first of all, language compiler will convert the code into the MSIL, and this MSIL, CLR actually convert this MSIL into the native code. So it describes set of data types that can be used in different .NET languages in common. CTS, this is the CTS, Common Type System. Common Type System is, it describes set of data types that can be used in different .NET language in common. So CTS ensures that the objects written in different .NET languages can interact with each other. So, actually .NET provides the facility for interaction of the different languages. So there is a need of common type system. That is why the CTS has introduction in this .NET. So this common type system, why this common type system has has put there, because with this CTS, These languages can be interact with each other. So for communicating between programs written in any .NET complaint languages, the types have to be compatible on the basic level. Okay. So this type means to say common type system must be there so that this .NET framework can understood it very well. So the common type system supports two general categories of types. There are two general categories. One is called value types and another is called reference types. Value types and reference types. So first of all, we will see what is the meaning of value types. Value actually directly contains their data, and instances of value types are either allocated on the stack or allocated inline in a structure. Value types can be built in, implemented by the runtime, user defined, or enumeration. So value types can be built in data types, you can say, value types, user defined, or enumeration. Reference types. Reference types stores a reference to the value's memory address and are allocated on the heap. Value type is stored in stack. Reference type is stored in heap. So reference types can be self-describing types, pointer types, or interface types. The type of a reference type can be determined from values of self-describing types. Self-describing types are further split into arrays and class types. The class types are user-defined classes, boxed value types, and delegates. Now we will come to the framework class library, which is also called FCL. FCL is the collection of reusable object-oriented class libraries and methods, etc., that can be integrated with CLR, also called the assemblies. Later on, we will discuss assemblies. It is just like the header files in C++ and packages in the Java. So this FCL, you can say it is just like the header files in C++ and packages in the Java. Installing .NET Framework basically is the installation of the CLR and FCL into the system. When we are installing .NET Framework, it is basically we are installing CLR and FCL into the system. Now we will discuss CLS, that is a common language specification. So CLS is a subset of CTS, that is a common type system. All instruction in the CLS, that is a common language specification, that is instruction of CTS is written in CLS. Code manager invokes class loader for execution. .NET supports two kinds of coding. One is called managed code and another is called unmanaged code. So first of all, we will see managed code. We have also discussed managed code earlier. Let's just redefine it. The resource which is within your application domain, that is managed code. The resources that are within domain are faster. The code which is developed in .NET framework is known as managed code. This code is directly executed by CLR with the help of the managed code execution. Any language that is written in .NET framework is managed code. Managed code uses CLR, which in turn look after your application by managing memory handling, security, allowing cross-language debugging, and so on. What is unmanaged code? The code which is developed outside .NET framework is known as unmanaged code. The code which is developed inside .NET framework is known as managed code. The code which is developed outside .NET framework is known as unmanaged code. Applications that do not run under the control of the CLR are said to be unmanaged, and certain languages such as C++ can be used to write such applications, which, for example, access low-level functions of the operating system. Background compatibility with code of VB, ASP, and COM are example of unmanaged code. Unmanaged code can be unmanaged source code and unmanaged compile code. Unmanaged code is executed with the help of wrapper classes. Wrapper classes are of two types: CCW, that is COM callable wrapper, and RCW, that is runtime callable wrapper. Wrapper is used to cover difference with the help of CCW and RCW. COM callable wrapper unmanaged code and runtime callable wrapper unmanaged code. This is a simple pictorial representation what we have discussed that .NET framework is having CLR and FCL. CLR can be further categorized into the CLI common language infrastructure, GC garbage collector, JIT just-in-time compiler, CLS that is the common language specifications, and you can say this CTS. Now we will discuss two more topics like native code and MSIL. Native code, the code to be executed must be converted into a language that the target operating system understands, known as native code. This conversion is called compiling code, an act that is performed by a compiler. Under the .NET framework, however, this is a two-stage process with the help of MSIL and JIT. The source code, with the help of the compiler of the languages, is converted the code into the MSIL, that is called the Microsoft Intermediate Language. And this Microsoft Intermediate Language code is, sent to the JIT, that is called the just-in-time compiler. And just-in-time compiler is eventually converted into the machine code. So what is MSIL? That is a Microsoft Intermediate Language. It is language independent code. When you compile code that uses the .NET Framework library, you don't immediately create operating system specific native code. Instead, you compile your code into Microsoft Intermediate Language code. The MSIL code is not specific to any operating system or to any language. Okay, so this is all about thing. In the next topic, we will discuss exception handling and code access security. Okay, thank you very much. Here I will